Reactive Reload, a radio show you're always on time for. I'm just one of your hosts, Irish Cowboy, joined by your other host, Crossover. We are going to be reloading the gaming entertainment news for the last week or so and reacting to it. I know. We'll throw some Series X enhancement dates around, talk about some very unnecessary hate being thrown at Valhalla. Cross will give his take on the Series X update for Madden, and our copies of Cold War are getting colder than the damn war. Why? We'll let you know when Treyarch knows.
How much Valhalla have you played?
A whole bunch. I'm level 120 right now.
Oh, nice.
I'm going all
90 something.
I'm going all out of order too. You know what the best combo is in that game when you're under leveled? It's the light bow.
2 daggers.
Oh, daggers. Yeah, I don't think I've used daggers yet, but I'm having a lot of fun. Up until about level 90, I used just like the traditional one-handed axe. Sometimes threw a hammer in there, and then I started using the broadsword or the great sword, whatever. That thing is really really fun. But I'm using that axe that catches on fire when you get like a crit. So that's pretty,
nice.
That thing's
amazing. The big axe.
Yeah, that thing is
2-handed one.
Yeah, it's
fun.
Really fun. The combo I'm using in that game is light bow. You hit him in the weak point, right, and then you go up and do the stun kill. So like how I play Assassin's Creed games is like I go to the places where you're not supposed to naturally, and that's how I really have fun. Like when there's like enemies that are like 200, 300 levels higher than me, I can still kill them under level 100, hitting the weak points with a light bow. In Origins, all I used was the Predator bow because that was like my favorite thing ever. It was so much fun. But the light bow now, there's just too many advantages to hitting those quick weak points. The hunter bow is still pretty good. But
what I find it's good for is if you decide that you're going to do a particular mission like with stealth, because you could just one tap people in the face.
I mean, stealth is always what I want to do at the beginning of a mission, but what really happens.
See, I'm the opposite because at least in this one, because I'm a fucking Viking. Like,
I'm just
go
running in there.
Gate.
That's right. Well, that's what I'm saying. Anytime I tried, like for like the first 50 levels, dude, someone keeps seeing me out of nowhere for no reason when I'm sneaking up behind them, and then the game just bugs out, and then all of a sudden it's on. So I'm just used to like running in through the gates.
I think to myself, would Thor be sneaky? And the answer to that is no.
No,
not every time.
Not at all. Thor would not be sneaky. I am being a little cheesy with the choices in the game. I'm looking up like the consequences because I don't want to screw it up. So when
have you had any good old fashioned gay sex yet?
No, I just acted like nothing happened. I just acted like
which I actually get that because like your character could technically be a girl or a boy at that point. You know what I mean? Like so it's just
When you see the
transgender Viking,
when you see the demon on Eivor's shoulder, like walking around, if you're a dude and you see like the all dressed in black Eivor, that you see how feminine he walks. I don't know if you noticed that or not, but he's like swinging his arms a lot more. Like his bad side is also his like feminine side, but I think it could just be a bug, and they just really didn't give him a proper. It's really obvious. Like if you go back and see that, I think you can change your sex at any point in time in the game. And so like if you haven't, you should actually go back and look at that because it's kind of funny that they didn't even take the time to make a regular dude walking around as Eivor. It literally looks like he's a woman, and he even talks with like a slight lisp. I don't know what that's about. It's actually kind of creepy.
I have found in Origins that my favorite thing to do is go around and kill the zealots. How many zealots have you killed?
I've killed 2. But the one I'll say right now, Redwalda or whatever. I went to go pick on this guy because his story is he killed his dad for the fun of it, and so I was like, you know what? I just said screw them for like the longest time, and I went to go do my thing. I was having way too much fun in spoiler alert Asgard, and so I just wanted to get back there. But I was like, you know what? Am I gonna get like a cool weapon or something from killing these zealots? Because in Origins you would get like a cool named weapon or a piece of gear for killing the Falakes. So they're the exact same mechanic character. in the game. I was like, all right, I'm gonna go bitch Redwald out. I saw him carrying a really cool great sword. I'm using these right now. And when I killed, dude's throwing bombs like everywhere at me that I did not see coming. Like I ran into him before and he killed me, but I was trying to come back and he didn't get to the point where he was throwing bombs at me. After I got done, a miracle happened. I was already level 100. I should have been able to kill him easily. I think they scale up to your character. That's the only way I can explain it. Because
they're set levels. They're just very high. Some of them.
Oh, I got you.
Because I've got a whole bunch. I pulled up Valhalla, my game right now. As we're talking here, I've killed 9 zealots.
Nice.
And I've got Heike, who's level 250, which is like slightly outside of my league right now. I would say. It's like, where am I at?
Did you?
I'm at 186. So that's slightly,
nice.
that's slightly out of my range right now. Because I've been able to kill them when they're like only 50 levels higher than me.
Oh yeah.
I killed one that was level 200 when I was 150. Once you kind of get the hang of the combat in this, like you can really fuck some shit up.
Oh, absolutely. That's why I love that's why I like the light bow and the stun attack, because you can kill anything. Whether it be a Goliath or one of those big boys, juggernaut things coming at you, anything. Whether it be like a tall troll, spoiler alert, whether it be, a big blue guy or whatever. Like I ran into another kind of like a zealot kind of thing, but it was more of like a, I don't know, like a mystery event kind of deal. It was this you like disturb this body, you interact with it, and then this chick comes out who can like teleport and shit. She has like lightning abilities. Oh, she was.
Oh, yeah. I ran into her at level 30. Yeah, I ran into her at level 30, and she absolutely fucked my world up. I said, yeah, I'm all set.
Dude, I was at 105 when I ran into her, and I almost killed her. Just by arrows and like, oh man, I'll switch bows if I have to, but it wouldn't let me switch bows when I was fighting her for some reason. But usually it does. I don't know if a patch came through and made it so we couldn't do that or not, but I'm having a lot of fun. That was actually one of the stories I was going to bring up about Valhalla. I mean, we've already talked about it a lot, but there is something we should probably address, and that is the hate for Valhalla. There is so much of it, and I am not finding. I tell you what, if I go looking for people who are enjoying this game, obviously me and you, but if I see people on Facebook talking stuff about it, see people on YouTube talking stuff about it and complaining about it, and Reddit is starting to turn into just like
cesspool.
Dude, it is bad, especially with Ubisoft. Like, and I've got proof that Ubisoft has employees there who are intentionally downvoting you 20 plus, because you'll go look at things that they disagree with, and if you say literally anything about women, whether it's good or bad, you will almost automatically start having a swarm of Ubisoft devs. You'll get 20 downvotes instantly. And I've seen this on 3 different occasions that I need to go take screenshots of. One time I got 40 downvotes. So my karma's like way down. I'm going, I go to safe threads to try and post something across, and I am getting, well, your karma does not meet our community standards, so we're going to have a moderator review your post just to make. I'm like, what? Like, are you kidding me? Karma? I'm literally seeing people posting stuff. It's like, hey, I just need good karma. Can you guys give me some ups or upvotes? And he's getting them from people. But meanwhile, I'll repeat things that are said on Ubisoft streams, and I'll get 20 downvotes instantly from them. I don't mean to digress, but every time I hear Reddit, I start to get like a bad taste in my mouth, because I used to love it.
Right? Nothing but time, Morgan. you digress away.
It used to be, Reddit used to be the cool guys, and in some ways they are. Like, there's a lot of cool like threads that not a lot of people might know about, but the Reddit Bureau of Investigation, they're really a really cool group. They'll go and uncover all these cold cases, and they'll help out with murderers. They literally send people to jail on a regular basis, solving 30, 50-year-old crimes. So that's really cool. That's a good aspect of Reddit. There's mysteries there. There's like really dark stories, sometimes fun to get into. Like there's really, really cool groups on Reddit, but then there's just like a really crazy dark side to Reddit, and it's, man, I'm starting to see more of that than anything. But the hate that we're seeing from Valhalla, man, I'm seeing friends on Facebook, a lot of people on Facebook, they're not happy with it. And I don't know. I feel like of all things Ubisoft has done, Valhalla shouldn't be one of them. I see a lot of people saying it was put together rather quickly. It definitely wasn't. We've been talking about it for years.
There's so much to do.
There's so much to do.
How can you say, yeah, like you and I've dumped, I think 40 real life hours into this.
I think I'm about there too.
And like we just talked about, there's a zealot that I have to fight off that's still 70 levels above me, like that I still have to grind out. You know what I mean?
And there's a chance you could kill him.
Yeah.
I'm rooting for you.
I'm good at killing them.
I believe it.
I'm 9 for 16.
I've only killed 2. So like that.
Step your game up.
I know, right?
I've been using the I got a really nice shield from what's the little dude's name?
Rita,
yeah.
Yeah, he was in Origins.
I'm using the blacksmith's hammer currently because I just have fun just absolutely just dunk right on somebody's face.
You know, that Rita is a cool little guy. He really is, but it's kind of weird. Like I almost don't want to say he's in
Children
Origins.
of the Corn. It's so weird. Like they're all
it gets
around.
weirder.
They're like in every city. They just
it gets weirder.
Creepy little fuckers.
He's also in Origins, and I haven't played Odyssey yet, only a little bit, but I haven't gotten to Rita there. That's what I'm going to after Valhalla. But yeah, Rita is there.
Yeah, you know, there was an exchange there because I played a little bit of Origins and I've met Rita before, and Eivor goes, "You look familiar."
Right.
And Rita goes, "Well, maybe we've met in another life." I've got one of those faces.
Well, the obvious link is going to be Layla, and I gotta say about Layla, I instantly cringed when I saw her opening scene. If you go back and watch that scene, they tried to make her seem like the sheriff from Stranger Things. They put the 80s music, the Stranger Things music. It's not the main Stranger Things theme, but it is a music that's like that, and it's doing a lot of close-ups on her face and seeing how like deteriorated she is, and it's like doing close-ups of the cigarette she's smoking. And there's a scene in Stranger Things where the sheriff is like getting up in the morning, he's taking some pills, smoking, getting in the shower, smoking in the shower. It's literally the same type of shots. So that means that they literally tried to compare her to the sheriff from Stranger Things, which is weird. It is very weird when you go back and look at that. It made me cringe instantly. Like they're doing close-ups on her face. It's like, oh man, she's like falling apart, but to her, she's living it up, and this is right where she wants to be, which is exactly like the sheriff in Stranger Things. Not to mention the music and the style that she has. Just the cheesy lines. There are things I don't like about Valhalla, but there's so much more I like. It makes it easier for me to just get over that quickly.
Yeah, the only thing that I really have an issue with, because again, it becomes one of those things where like the wokeness isn't as bad as I thought. Like I went into it expecting much more, so I can't really complain too much.
Well, Soma
with that, and the only other thing I would say is that just the kill animations get really repetitive after a while.
But they're so
that's why I kind of feel they are, but like it's the same beheading every single time.
Yeah,
so
like I punches the head off.
Yeah, I find or like with like those bandit dudes where you literally kick him in the nads and then stomp his face in.
Yes.
But like that's the only thing that they need to change, because that gets really repetitive.
Dudes aren't going to kick dudes in the nuts. Doesn't happen.
Not even that. Some of the bandits are females. It's like, so you kicked her in the vag. Like I don't understand. It's like, what did that? Like I get that it hurts. Like there's a bone there. I get it.
Did you play the Soma storyline? Did you get to that yet?
Soma. I'm trying to.
It's one of the alliances you have to forge. I think it's in. I don't even want to act like I know how to say half the areas in this. But that's another cool aspect of the game is you get lost into each one of these stories, whether you like the stories or not. When you go to start making alliances, there is enough there to get you like wrapped up in that story to where you forget about everything else you're doing, and you actually want to help these people out.
Yeah, and I've made a rule too where I don't upgrade Eivor until after I complete one of the storylines.
Oh well, that's
if I start like Kent, for example, like I don't upgrade him until I finish Kent.
Oh, okay.
So it's been easier for me to like, because now you have like 18, 20 points to spend. Yeah. And it's like a lot easier to kind of map out like which direction you want your character to go.
I wish I had your resolve, because I would just I just fill them out all over the place. Like I skip over some.
You can undo them.
Right? Yeah.
You could completely start over if you wanted to.
I have no regrets. Cross. I don't live with regrets. I just roll with the punches.
So councils have been being bricked.
Yep. Call of Duty.
Did you see that?
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's one of the things I sent you, I think last week.
Yeah.
I'm a little worried about it. I've actually got the story pulled up right now. Community manager Josh Foxhound Torres responded to the Reddit post. Generally speaking, we're investigating all crashes across the game. He said the Xbox Series X crashing is high up on Treyarch's agenda. Hopefully. This guy said, no problem, friend. I said I have a Series X2 and I really want to enjoy the game without being paranoid receiving the same fate as you. Hopefully you get a replacement very soon. Please address this so none of the Xbox Series X adopters don't have to suffer from the same fate. What sucks is when this story came out, I was in the mood to play Cold War. I really want to get in there. I played a little bit. I had a lot of fun. And that's another game that's getting a lot of hate. I don't really know why, but I'm not, I haven't played Call of Duty that much up until this latest game. I used to play a lot back in the day, but then Modern Warfare 3 happened. Yeah, and then that was it for me for a long time.
Yeah, I've stopped playing it since you sent me that article. Once I read that,
same.
I completely stopped playing it. I was like, oh, yep, nope, not gonna touch that one.
How easy was that? How easy was that to do? It was easy.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. It wasn't even a choice. Really. The choice had been made for me. It's like you have those things where it's like when there's some rumors about Valhalla.
Yeah.
Breaking yet, which I don't think have really turned out to be anything. But Valhalla would have been was very tough. I did not put it down. I rolled the dice. I was like, I got the Best Buy warranty. Valhalla is game of the year in my opinion. So
absolutely.
Far.
Division 2 was doing the graphic glitch thing too, though. Earlier today, unfortunately. So that's probably one I'm not going to finish. Well, I mean, I finished the game, but as in season wise. But Valhalla, there was just no option. I'm having so much fun playing this. Even my wife was like, "You're really playing this a lot." Yep, I am.
Yeah, Division 2 doesn't belong in the same category.
No, not even. They're getting their enhanced update February 2nd. That news also came out today. February 2nd. So
are you kidding?
Yeah.
Holy shit! Right. I thought EA was a dumpster fire. They had to push theirs back a month for Madden.
They straight up said they weren't going to do it
in a minute, but
they said that the Ubisoft says we're not giving you an enhanced update, and then all of a sudden this comes through, and it's February 2nd, and I didn't even think. I did think, man, that's a long time away, right? Wishful thinking. Yeah. But at the same time, I'm like, damn it, they're going to make people put up with Division 2 for another year. It's going to go past that. I don't know if we're going to get a Division 3 in the way people want to. At least lower your expectations. That's the only thing that's going to make it better.
You think it'll just be like a Division 2 giant expansion?
I think probably with especially with the way Destiny 2
next gen
did it. Yeah. The Destiny 2's enhanced update is coming out on the 8th, so that'll be interesting to see. I'm not in the mood for that game right now, so I just
so why? So people can play it for 2 days and then drop it for
Cyberpunk because Cyberpunk's getting multiplayer also. So
yeah,
I'm so excited about that.
Yeah, it's so close. It's so close.
They're gonna pull a fast one on us. How much you want to bet?
What do you think that we're gonna get to the week of, and they're gonna be like, yeah, we got to push it back again.
Yep, that's right.
Sorry, it's not perfect yet.
I will still feel the same.
I'm just very worried.
I'll freeze myself.
They're still talking about having a day 0 patch.
That's gonna go.
You pushed it back, and you still have a day 0 patch.
So I feel pity on Sony and Xbox's servers. I even feel bad for Steam, people downloading the game all at once, streaming it, and then they're going to add this, even streaming it from the consoles themselves that day. But they're also going to make people download an update, which all we know is we all know that day 1 patches are not a good idea. It destroys lives. People are going to have trouble loading into the game. I can't even imagine when they add a multiplayer feature. Maybe will it be out at launch? I don't even know.
Listen, I put up with Grand Theft Auto multiplayer.
Oh God,
GTA 5 when that first came out.
Yeah.
So look, I understand what dumpster fire is. I know what it's like, and for Cyberpunk, GTA was such a good game that it was worth putting up with. The online, even though it was very primitive compared to what they have now,
it was
breakthrough. It was still worth it. It was still a lot of fun.
Groundbreaking. It was what everyone wanted to see. And man, I had so many hours on my 360 just playing GTA Online, and I was content.
It's the last hangout game that we've had.
Yeah,
where people can just chill in a lobby and just wreak havoc and do crazy
absolutely
shit.
Yep. I was hoping that was going to be Far Cry 5, but it wasn't. But maybe Cyberpunk will change that. I don't know. It just depends on what they're doing. I don't have any expectations, and I try to look up very little about the game because what I have seen, it looks so good. Especially when you're riding out of the city, there's a whole other desert outside of the city too. Reminds me a lot of GTA 5.
I'm just so excited that John Wick is in the game.
Yeah, that was random when they announced that at E3. I did not expect that.
Right,
Keanu, he's one of the good ones. He's one of the last good ones in Hollywood left.
Yeah, I mean, he just kind of keeps his mouth shut now. You know, like if you notice that, he just doesn't talk.
Yeah,
he's a fucking vampire too. That man is not aged.
No, he hasn't. He's made a deal with the devil. He's right where he needs to be. he's probably the most evil one of the bunch. You know, right up there with Tom Cruise. I don't think Tom Cruise is getting pretty old. I mean, obviously, Richard Gere, he obviously made a deal with the devil when he was already using the Just for Men, Touch of Grey or whatever hair care products. Like he's just always looked 45, 50 his entire career. Johnny Depp, you can tell he isn't doing anyone any favors right now. There's just some people who are changing and some people who aren't. Who was that guy in Gladiator? Russell Crowe. Goddamn.
Is this your king?
Oh man, when I think of people who have let themselves go, Russell Crowe,
yeah,
Mel Gibson.
So I guess what we can jump into is for me, Madden. Madden was the big update today. So today they dropped their next gen patch, which what's really messed up and really funny is that PC is not getting this.
What?
They are not. Yeah, they are
PC
stuck
do?
with the current iteration of the game. You can only get this on Series X or PlayStation 5 if you've been fortunate enough to beat out the bots.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's right. I had another story about that.
And we'll talk about that in a second. But so far, man, it's really good. One of the big things has just been the movement. They're really kind of pushing this next gen stats, which is what ESPN, or I guess Intel does a lot, but they're partnered with ESPN, IBM Watson, and all that to kind of make the game. So it kind of like changed like these replays where it'll show you like air yards, like the mile per hour speed that your ball carrier gets, stuff like that. So it'll kind of like trigger these replays. It's a little overdone in the production, but the graphics definitely look a lot better. The crowds look a lot better. They've slowed down the speed of the game, which is really important to make it more realistic because
what's the frames?
As it I'm getting 4K 60 on it.
Nice.
The weather is also a lot better. Just the way that the jerseys fit on the players and the way that they move is a lot better. But the movement, like I said, is the really big thing. So they've slowed it down. So you're not just like in a dead sprint, because what was happening a lot is, especially if you played online, people were doing like these weird, unrealistic like stops, like in cuts and starts again, because like your speed is like almost instantaneous. There's like no momentum. So they've kind of added like momentum and stuff like that. So it feels a lot more realistic. And then my favorite thing are the route running. They've changed. So before, everything was very robotic. So if you had, say, like a 10-yard out, right, the CPU wide receiver would run 10 yards, stop on a dime, and turn to the sideline.
Oh,
or now they have them actually round out their route, so it's more fluid motion. So like, they'll run up to the 10, they'll kind of break down and then round it out.
I bet that gets people taken down a lot. That makes it easier to take them out, huh?
Well, it makes it a lot easier to intercept the ball, which is true in real life. If you do stuff like that, right? Because if you're rounding your route off instead of like nice sharp cuts, it gives the DB more time to like understand what's going on, and because you're rounding it, you're bringing it closer to him. You know what I mean? Because it's more of like a fluid thing. But that's how NFL wide receivers run their routes most of the time now anyway. There's like few exceptions. Like Devontae Adams is just a fantastic route runner, but that's, nerdy football stuff. I won't get into that too much.
Are they doing anything stats-wise? Anything special with, like, I guess, matching the stats up better at all to real life?
I mean, as far as like us actually viewing the stats, no. The only thing that they've done is just add the next-gen gaming stuff. So, like, if you get like a long breakaway touchdown or like a long pass for a touchdown, they'll show like the receiver reaching, say, like 20 miles per hour as he's running, or they'll show like you throwing the ball, and they'll show that the ball was in the air for like 60 yards.
I'm looking at something like that. I'm looking at something like that at the same time. You're telling me this. Like I can see what you mean about the running. It does look a lot more fluid. So it's like turning. It's a lot more natural in a way that might make people used to Madden. That might give them a disadvantage. They got to get used to this new system, this new movement.
Yeah, I've been playing it pretty much all day today, and I'm kind of back where I was. It did take some getting used to, but I just went to the practice field and practiced for like 2 hours, and I was good to go
right away.
Derrick Henry is a fucking monster in that game. So if you're using him with the new movement, he just runs people over. You don't tackle him. And this guy's big and fast.
The Chiefs and the Ravens is what is the gameplay I'm watching now. Not bad.
Yeah, they drop you immediately into that when you first load up the game.
Really?
It's like some made-up scenario where you're the Ravens, you're down 2 scores. It's snowing because they wanted to show off like the weather patterns and stuff that they've changed up, which the weather does look good. The snow was probably not the best one to show off. I get why they did it because the scenario takes place in the playoffs, which is in January.
What with the number? Yeah, I guess that's crucial information for people to see playing the game. The snow is like squared off around the yard numbers, like perfectly each way.
I mean, that's how they do that. The NFL actually has people that in between. They'll actually either go through, if depending on how much it's snowing, they'll either actually go through with like a snow blower, or they'll just have people shovel the yard lines. So they'll do that at like TV timeouts, and like if the play is like, you know, in the huddle or whatever, they'll kind of run out and they'll run across the yard to gain and stuff like that, line and stuff like that. So that is definitely realistic. They do that.
Yeah,
so that is true. But in terms of Madden showing off what they had, I think the rain probably would have been a lot better, because from what we've seen so far, the rain actually affects like how the jerseys cling to the players' bodies. The puddling is like supposed to be ultra realistic, like how it is at the actual stadiums when it rains and stuff like that. So that I think would have probably been better, but they decided to show off the snow because they're EA. This is what they do.
When did the update come out?
Came out today.
Today.
It was supposed to come out tomorrow, which is December 4th. Came out today, December 3rd. It was kind of a surprise. It just dropped on people. You know, I always thought, too, that it was weird that it was dropping on a Friday. I feel like everything drops on Thursdays now. Like, nothing drops on a Friday.
Yeah. Well, Fridays are, I don't know why people do this. Like, even when Fox had, if a show gets moved to Fridays, that's a death sentence. That's how you know shows are about to get canceled. So I don't know what it is. I mean, back when I was a kid, TGIF, I mean, everyone looked forward to Fridays. Like, the biggest shows came on Friday evenings, like a whole 2-hour block of them that everybody loved. And but now it's just like, ooh, Fridays are bad. Like, I don't really think Fridays are that bad. I do enjoy Mondays and Tuesdays a lot more now than I used to with some new shows coming out. But man, I miss my Fridays. I used to get excited about those.
Yeah, absolutely. And I've noticed like the 2 big days seem to be like Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Yeah,
I find that's when a lot of updates come out.
Yeah,
Tuesdays, which I guess makes sense because they have like the weekend to mull over ideas. They probably put the practice on.
Yep.
On Monday and then release.
The pressers, the press releases, the bloggers, the YouTubers, like all that free press. Well, mostly free press. I know a lot of YouTubers get paid, but that's probably part of it. You know, if a game wants to come out on Monday or Tuesday, obviously their goal is to, they have review units sent out to people to show off throughout the week, because they know most people will be working during the week. I mean, a lot of YouTubers upload on the weekend, but they'll still get a lot of views either way. But I think the main reason is for advertising.
I would like just to point out that I did nail one of the big rumors, which was a new Prince of Persia game back when we first started. That's right.
Yeah, Prince of Persia.
That is coming. Yeah, you're welcome, America. I made it happen.
I haven't played a single one of those games. My brother has before, but I have not. It looks all right. Doesn't look bad. I've seen some screenshots, so I can't wait to try it out. I might become a Prince of Persia fan. But you were talking about bots a little bit ago. I was going to bring a story today. People are finding really creative ways to fight against bots now, and it's actually pretty funny. I almost thought about doing this myself, but if you go to eBay now, you will probably see a bunch of people if you search up, let's just say MSI Gaming X Trio RTX 3080, and this is the important part. In parentheses, type in JPEG. And so in the description of these eBay ads, you're going to be seeing things like, oh, this is just for the bots. No human should buy this. This is only a JPEG picture of an RTX 3080. And you'll see like 11 to 20 bids on it, and they're selling them for like $450. Like, I don't see them go as high as like 600 or even 500, but people are getting bids, automatic bids from bots for just a JPEG picture of the RTX 3080. Thank God someone is finally sticking it to them. What a simple way to do it too, right? And some retail stores are now canceling 1,000 orders of the Xbox Series X and PS5, and all of those orders that were canceled were all bots. Nice. Even the RTX 3060 that came out a couple days ago, maybe yesterday, I can't remember when the exact day was, the 3060 Ti got bought out in seconds by bots. Absolutely unreal. Same with the Zen 3 processors and all that, even though people were there way before launch, just like how, we had to have a war with the bots. Well, I think this is a pretty clever way to fight back. And, if you can make some money doing it, why not? I don't know, the technicalities.
Absolutely.
Right, absolutely. And if you're saying in the description that this is only for the bots, no human should buy this, bam, there you go.
Yeah. That's good. This is good news.
I thought people might like to hear about that. Yeah, it's great. I would be lying if I said I didn't have a selling tab opened up right now, contemplating my decision on whether or not I should do this. But easy $450, $430.
Yeah, yeah. So everybody that is listening, you should definitely do this. If you want to make some money. You should definitely do this. It's just you're just putting up a picture. It costs you nothing.
That's right. And if you deliver, I mean, those are your goods. That's your service. You're giving to them. That's an expensive JPEG.
It sure is.
And what's funny is that people are bidding on. You see bids on these things that they have to be bots. I mean, there was a lot of bots who bought the Xbox One X.
I wouldn't say they have to be. I'm sure there's a lot of dumb people out there that just didn't read the description and they see Xbox Series X for $450.
They don't got time to read the descriptions, Cross. They don't got time. They're fighting
they
bots.
Are fighting the bots. Yeah, they don't have...
Robots are fast. They are so fast.
I don't know what would be interesting is what if the people put in a whole bunch bid it up themselves at $450 to guarantee that the bots
do they compete with each other? That would be great.
Yeah, so the person who's going after who's selling it is also has another account that's bidding on it to drive it up for those fucks.
I would love that. I want to play with this so bad just to see. I don't know. They might adjust. They might adjust to it. Maybe you might have to put the actual name of the graphics card in the description, and then and the later notes say that it's just a JPEG there. I wonder if that's all right. I don't, but this is definitely a pause your bots. Pause your bots right now.
Or don't.
Or suffer.
Yeah. Actually, just do that. So, I guess you and I should probably talk about why we were absent there for a little while. We've got the COVID.
Yeah, pretty rough.
So for me, the worst thing was the body aches. Did you get that? And if not, what was the worst thing that you had?
Right. Well, I had H1N1 back in 2009. So
you're just catching all of these.
I was. Well, the thing is, I don't really get things. Ever since that cross, I really haven't ever gotten a flu before. I'll get these weird symptoms where I'll get flu-like symptoms, chills. It'll last a day, and then it's gone. I can't explain what that is, but ever since I had H1N1, which was horrible, my lungs are still scarred from the coughing I was doing at the time.
Yeah,
that. It was bad. It had to have been, I would say, the getting up to brush my teeth. I was constantly running out of air. I had to take breaks, just getting up to do simple things like that. I had tons of weird rashes all over my body. I couldn't explain, really crazy heat rashes. Terrible time.
So I lost my sense of taste and smell. Did you also experience that?
not taste, but smell.
Okay. See, that's interesting because smell is tied to taste.
Yeah, yeah.
I lost both. It was, I believe, a day or two before Thanksgiving that I lost it. Or no, you know what? It was like 5 days before Thanksgiving. I was hopeful.
I didn't pay too much attention to the taste part because I was eating like the same things like every single day.
Yeah. Well, I was really craving some Indian food.
Oh yeah, after talking about it, yeah, that was a good choice, by the way. The masala.
And so I ordered it, and that was the day that I lost my taste, but I didn't know because I hadn't eaten anything yet because it was lunchtime. And so that's what I went for, and then I lost my taste, and I was like, man, and I didn't get it back for Thanksgiving. Oh, it was brutal.
The samosas was really good too. I really like those. Oh, I can imagine. Did you get your masala?
I did, yeah, but it didn't matter because like there was nothing. Imagine not being able to taste Indian food. Like, it's so flavorful. It's got so many spices.
Yeah.
And just nothing. It tastes like you're eating water. That's it. It's just nothing. Nothing. That spicy water. That's what it felt like.
Spicy water.
The weirdest thing was that you could feel spicy. Like, so it turns out that a lot of the sensations of like, you say that like you taste sweetness, you don't really taste it. Like your body reacts to it. Because I could tell if things were sweet, I could tell if they were salty, I could tell if they were spicy.
It's almost like
that was it.
It's almost like vibrations too. Like people hear things, but when you feel like a car engine, it's not really you hearing it, even though you think you hear it down the street. It's really a feeling, and it works the same way with taste and taste sensations. You can taste something. But when your body detects that something is sweet or something is spicy, you know it's like the same kind of system.
And PSA for everybody out there: if you don't have like some sort of medical condition that prevents you from doing it, Tylenol is the best thing.
Oh yeah,
that you can take while you were on there.
Therefore,
I had horrible headaches, horrible body aches. I didn't sleep for like 2 days because of this. All I had was ibuprofen, and from everything that I was reading, they said do not take ibuprofen.
Yeah, that's what I was hearing too, which is weird.
So I went out, I got extra strength Tylenol. I had it delivered to my door. I was responsible.
Oh, nice.
And it immediately, probably within 30 minutes of taking it, the extra strength one, like the 500 milligrams one, body aches gone, headache gone. I could sleep. It was great.
Well, next time you get the COVID, I should.
Yeah.
I need to recommend that you that you take Theraflu, and there's this. It's the red one. It's really good. It's a little powder you put in there. It's got like 500 to 1,000 milligrams of acetaminophen in there, and it's also got like a cough suppressant and stuff like that. And when you warm it up with like really hot water and then you mix it in there, it is the best tasting, the best smell. It's the berry flavored. Trust me, you won't regret it. It's man,
if you can taste.
Yeah, if you can taste. Like, and it's just, oh man, it makes me feel so much better whenever I take it. But I mean, the lemon and honey one's all right, but the berry is where it's at. That flavor has magical powers that I cannot describe. But it's great.
Overall, it's not. I would say it's not a walk in the park, but it's not some horrible disease or infliction that you're not going to get through. It. What it is that it's a really, like, it's, imagine like getting the flu really badly. I know people get upset at that comparison. Like, imagine getting that, but without throwing up. That's basically what it's like.
My eyes would just straight up burn so bad I would have to close them. And then that's when I know I'm about to get sick. And I know it's the weirdest thing, but you know, my sniper eyes are so sensitive. Like, I can't even stand like pointy things. Like, if I have a pencil behind my ear, it has to be the eraser that's facing my eye, or I'll start freaking out. And I don't know why, but even pointy thing, like pointy armor in a video game, even that bugs me. Like, I can't be around that. But so I don't know what it is with my eyes, but they always tell me when I'm about to get sick. And when I had H1N1, I knew it like right away. It was about to get really, really bad. But I had it 2 weeks before I had gotten tested. And so that was, you know, I was already almost over it. But I mean, it can be a lot different. A lot of people don't realize this. There's actually, I guess, when this thing first hit, there was actually 5 different mutations that the USA got, and they were able to test each one that happened. You know, everyone's going to react to this differently. Everyone's going to react to one mutation differently. When this thing literally just keeps mutating and latching onto everything, even our pets, like that is, you know, that's intense. It just leaves a whole book open of things the ways you could feel from it. There's a lot of misinformation though. On the news, I saw they were talking about 99 symptoms that will tell you that you probably had COVID. And one of them,
99.
99. Yeah.
That's
so
insane.
Breathing, are you breathing a little fun? No, but one of them was personality disorder. Some people report feeling like a completely just different person. That is that I know, right? I know. And people are just, gobbling this stuff up. They're just reading it. That was just one example as the type of things you would see on this posting.
I don't even know what to do with that. That's
I don't think you could handle the 98 more. I don't think I could handle, reading it.
Yeah.
Dizziness, feeling like a person. All.
Yeah. Where does the list end?
It doesn't
end.
I'm pretty sure there was a page 2. But I would. I'm not going to go looking for it. I mean, you know what? Now that I think about it, it's the perfect place to hide something. It's page 3 of Google search. Like no one would ever think to look there for anything.
So now that your dreams have been powered, what has been the thing that you've enjoyed the most about your new console?
Well, it is a very short list because there's not a lot of enhancements to come out yet, and half the games we can't play at the moment. But I got to tell you, I got that whole HDMI issue sorted with the Series X, and I just had to use the cable that came with it, not my $120 fiber optic HDMI cable. For some reason doesn't work, but worked on my One X just fine. Valhalla, it looks great. It's doing the 4K 120 VRR enabled. Looks amazing on the OLED. I love it. I love playing. I love the way the graphics look. Even Destiny 2 plays really, really well. And it's probably because of VRR right now, because it's still at 30 frames. But it will get to a scalable resolution at 120 frames for the PvP Crucible game mode on December 8th when it comes out. So Destiny is going to be pushing 120 frames on console. You'll probably drop down like 1440p maybe, if that. So that's the good thing. Valhalla also had an enhancement update, but not a lot of people are talking about because it was already at 4K 60 enabled on the consoles. It had VRR too, and that was like keeping it there. One thing I didn't mention was that the PS5 does not have variable refresh rate at the moment. There's going to be an update coming out for it, but it currently can't do half the things that the Series X can do. And all this is coming out. It's probably why there's rumors of the PS5 Pro, that people are talking about. I don't want to get too far off topic, but I will say that Destiny 2 so far is playing really, really well. December 8th, it's just going to play even better. But, Cyberpunk is going to be where it's at on the 10th. And it's also, there's a rumor that it might be releasing early. But, out of all the games so far, even what little we got to play Cold War was really, really good.
You and I officially have Cyberpunk.
Nice. Awesome. Hells yeah. That is good stuff. Game share. So what do you like to see on the Series X right now?
The thing that I've really enjoyed is how well it's run and how quietly it runs. It's probably like my favorite thing about it. I know it's weird.
I forget it's on sometimes when I walk away. When
you're looking, and right now the monitor that I have, I can only get I can really only get like 4K 60 on this monitor because my Eve is coming in, so that'll be in
I'm excited for you, man. If they would have had a curved monitor, I would have been
HDMI
all about that.
2.0 or 2.1 and everything.
Hell yeah!
But the fact that it's running like a really well built PC and it's this quiet. My PC now is not even this quiet, and so it's just, I love how quiet it is. I love how actually cool it runs on most games. Like at the beginning, Valhalla was getting a little bit hot. I haven't had that issue since they've come out with that last update.
Right.
So
it's probably because the game knows where to run it at now. It has a direct 30 or 60 on there.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if we played it in resolution mode, will we still get 60 frames? That's what I'm kind of thinking about.
I don't know. The only one thing that I hope that they add, I guess like most monitors have it, but I wish Xbox showed you your statistics, like that there was a way so it showed you like what your frame rate was and everything.
Oh, I got you. Yeah. Monitors have a lot of good technology like that now. Like I think I can pull that up on my Asus monitor that I have right now.
You can actually, if you have the Xbox app, while you're on PC, you can actually pull that up.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
You can see all of that.
Yep. Just push the little X button. They've got so many features on that. Gosh,
Yeah.
I love using my Xbox controller on here. But soon it's going to be a PlayStation controller. That thing. Gosh.
Yeah, that's the one thing that Xbox cannot compete.
You saw that video I sent you, right? With the triggers and what they did. There's some very detailed reviews of the controller, and it literally you see a guy with his finger on the trigger shooting guns in Call of Duty, and when you shoot a sniper, the trigger pops up. It makes your finger pop up with it every time you go to reload, and then you fire again, and then it springs back up right away. Like that's just one of the cool things. I know, right?
That's so cool.
It makes you feel like you're like really using the gun, and throughout that whole time, while that's happening, the new haptic feedback sensors are making you feel like you're holding a gun.
all I've got is the shitty Xbox Elite controller.
That's right. But damn, is it comfortable?
Yeah, that's all I got. I got comfort. I don't have haptic. Fuck, that's sorcery. That's what it is. It's sorcery.
I hope it works with PC.
It's not even technology.
Because I'll be damned if I'm buying a PS5, man. I've heard the sounds that thing makes right now. Like, no hate on PS5. They're doing great things, but it is a little sus that there are already rumors about the PS5 Pro.
Sus. Oh my God.
Yeah. Gotta suss it out. That's what the people in the UK say.
Yeah, it's from that stupid game. It's from Among Us. I guess it's not stupid. It is kind of fun. Did you see they have VR Among Us? That is the shit. I was watching a video on it. So obviously the aim of the game is that you have to find the imposter, the person that's going around killing people.
Oh yeah.
And they're all friends and they're playing. They're like, Jake was over there doing this, and like you just see like this little character pointing, and then like putting a finger like across his neck, and it turned out that he wasn't even the imposter. People like launched him out of a game. So like you just see him in VR pointing, and then like telling him he's about to die.
Dude, people are losing friendships over that game. Like it was a fun game to be. But every time I see people play it, it's almost like Overwatch. They're all mad at each other. They're all fighting with each other, and they're getting really serious about it. I don't know. I haven't played it before. I just watch people play it. But what mechanic is it that makes people actually mad that people are getting accused? They're like, it's not fucking me, man. Shut up. I'm not.
Yeah, right. I think it's the same thing in Overwatch, because if your team is losing, everybody's trying to blame each other. Oh, yeah. That's when things get really toxic. So I think it's just blaming people for stuff
toxic
that gets them on edge.
That a company would take that that toxic mechanic and put it in a different, just make a game out of it. What?
You want to know what the gaming industry really needs? More toxicity.
Oh yeah.
Watch this.
Crank it up. Let's crank it up. You think we're playing? You think you think it can't get any more toxic than Destiny 2? Wow. I've got news for you. Enhance that bitch. Give Among Us a Series X update. Let's go. Hell yeah. I want to get pissed off at my friends with 60 frames at 4K.
I want to play it. I want to play it in VR. It looked like it was so much fun in VR.
Pretty soon, bro, everyone's going to be playing VR. And I know people have said that in the past, but trust me, like if you play Skyrim VR, you don't want to go back, right? You're not going to want to. Like your brain is going to make you think that you're in Skyrim.
I've had this weird obsession with watching people who are in VR and they're like standing on a cliff, and then other people who are not in the VR just like pushing them, and then they like try so hard not to fall off the cliff that they like fall over to the side,
break their TVs, break their monitors. Like, oh gosh, and it's you could be in a goddamn Roger Rabbit world. You could just be the only real person in a cartoon world, and your brain will still make you think that this is where you're from. This is where you live. This is your world right now. And it's weird how our brain can make us do that. It just puts you in survival mode. So the second you put on one of these VR headsets, it doesn't matter where you are, you're gonna feel like you're there. And that is just something that people can't experience until they do it. And I have got to get a VR headset because I'm ready to go in cross. I'm ready. let's just leave. Just go to Ready Player One.
The only thing that has stopped me from doing it so far is the fact that I get motion sickness from playing like FPS games, and they have not, with all the technology that they have they have not worked that out yet.
Oh man, I hope they do. I know there's some games that give it to you like right away.
Me back from VR.
Oh yeah,
it's the only thing holding me back. I read about it all the time, and it's like, nope, still gives me extreme motion sickness.
Everyone
like
these
poor people. Yeah, these poor people who have to review these things that have motion sickness.
Yeah,
and they're like, they get probably so excited every time. They're like, oh, I got the new one. Let me just see if it gives, and then they just get sick as fuck every time.
But true story though, everyone who plays VR is just they have a hard time not playing VR afterwards, because when you see something that's like flat, 2-dimensional, it's not the same. It's just like you want to go back and explore there. You could even chill on the couch, with some of these VR controllers and headsets. You don't got to be up and moving around. You could sit at your PC and do it, and that's just that's incredible. You could make a whole movie theater if you wanted to watch movies in. Complete Dolby surround sound, Dolby Atmos, like 4K, 8K, biggest TV you want, because you're in a virtual world.
The game in VR that would be a lot of fun to play would actually be probably Star Wars Squadron. I feel like that would actually be a lot of fun, because you're just in a cockpit.
I agree, except for the Star Wars Squadron part. Like I would probably play Battlefront.
Don't just ignore the story.
It's
pay attention to that.
It's hard to ignore the story and the creators of the game at the same time.
just imagine that it's Battlefront 2, but only space battles.
I have to say, there are a lot of things about Rogue Squadron that I really, really want to get into, or really want to play. Really, but not like talk about it necessarily, because man, it is bittersweet, and that the very definition of it. Because
have you played Battlefront 2 on the Series X?
I have, and I was. It's funny you asked me that. I was about to send you a message today. I played it a couple days ago, and so I finally got to the point where I'm using like the second. This could be the best sniper in the game. I don't know, but there's one more I can unlock. I am hitting my headshots. I am not missing. I'm hitting every single thing. Like the biggest problem for me playing Battlefront was, just playing on a big screen TV. The 1X, it couldn't really do it. Even if it was running on an SSD, the IO throughput couldn't handle the input lag stretching across the entire screen. But the Series X can. It handles it really well. I don't know if you've noticed the responsiveness, but it is a thing of beauty. Like I have no problems playing Battlefront 2. Like I really want to start playing that game a lot more because it feels really, really good. Like I'm not kidding. With this sniper I have, man, dude, 2 shots and they're done. Sometimes 1. It's always headshots.
One of the things that I've really enjoyed, because mostly I watch my YouTube videos on my phone.
Yeah.
What I've enjoyed is watching YouTube videos on here in 1440. 120.
Yes.
For the people that are uploading in that, not everybody is, but for the people that are, like the fact that I can do that. Some of these YouTube videos look really cool, like Shatter 2K.
Yes.
Who plays Overwatch? He uploads in that, and like it's so cool to see it now.
Does your phone have an OLED screen on it?
I mean, I'm a fruit slave. I think it has the ability to get.
I think iPhones do have OLED screens on them. Any like in the last 5 years have, I believe. I could be wrong about that, but
yeah, I mean, like when it comes to phones, like I just buy the. This is a horrible thing to admit, given like what we do. Yeah. Like I just buy the next Apple, like whatever it is at the time that I need to upgrade. That I just do that. I don't
you know what I did? I followed the sound quality for years. Mm-hmm. So HTC boom sound was a thing back in the day. I had the two. They started the whole front-facing speakers. But they're not doing that anymore. But they had like Beats Audio at the time, and then I switched networks just to get the HTC Harman Kardon special edition one. That thing was amazing. It had this ability on it to decompress songs. Like when you get an MP3, it's a very compressed version of a file, and what you really want to listen to is an FLAC. Lossless audio. Well, this Harman Kardon edition with headphones had an ability to restore a lot of the compression. Even if it's not there, it can still fill in the blanks. And it was amazing technology, right? It also had a really good DAC, which is a digital audio converter. But I am now on LG phones, and particularly the V series, because this thing has a quad DAC, a quad audio chip, makes it the perfect signal it can be 4 times over, and an amplified headphone jack. So this came out in 2017. Cross, I have literally not needed another phone since. Like, you will not believe how good music and stuff sounds on this thing. I think Samsung is getting there now. Apple's has their own little deal with music, and they've been doing a really good job with that too. But if you ever get the chance to listen to music on someone's around you LG V30, V35, V40, I'm waiting for the V70 to upgrade, but I haven't really needed a reason to. But music is really important to me. Sound quality is really important to me. And if anyone else feels the same way, buy an old LG V30 because I'm on board now. Just like you, how you get the new Apple, I got to get the new LG. I have to start.
Yeah, my thing is that for Apple, it's just always the convenience. You know what I mean? Like I've been through the days. Like,
you're going to get a good product, right?
Getting music from like MP3 Rocket or like LimeWire and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, the thing I love about Apple is that they have Apple Music. I pay $10 a month and I have access to everything. Like,
Hell yeah.
I want.
Perfect.
And then the other thing for me is that when I'm listening to music, I use headphones, and I've got like the Sony 360 audio headphones.
Nice.
So I just, it's just one of those things.
I use my Bear Dynamics. I'm a Bear Dynamics fanboy now. German made, yeah. They're made in Germany.
And the great thing about the Sony ones is that I can wear them in public without feeling like a fool, because for a long time I would just use my my Turtle Beaches.
Oh yeah, well here, true.
They sound so good.
They sound so good with
the
music.
Pro Tournament 2s are beautiful,
dude. They are. They sound really, really good. When you look at the frequency response, they could do a little bit better because it's 20 to 20. Which means that
could do a lot better noise cancellation too.
Right, absolutely. The 20 to 20 thing, 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz things, that is the definition science-wise. Humans cannot possibly hear past that. They tell us, but it's tested time and time again. Your headphones cannot be declared high definition headphones unless they hit the 40 kilohertz audio response time on the top end. On the low end,
they also tell us that we can't comprehend anything outside of 60 frames.
Right.
If you've ever played above 60 frames, you can tell the difference.
Without a doubt. And especially with the 1080p 4K argument, there are people who are giving these really convincing arguments that we can't tell it's 4K. We're just listening to what they say. I'm like, okay, then why is there such a big difference between 4K and 1080p videos on here? And people would say these arguments and videos with such conviction, but they had to give a little bit of that argument up. And yeah, I can even tell if something is an 8K, right? But it's going to stop there unless they make some detail that highlights the resolution of 10K. And I do believe 10K is where the cutoff is, because I don't think they're going to be, they might market 10K, but that's going to be the end of it. And they're going to have to think of something else to come out with. It will not go past 10K, even if it gets to 10K. People are going to want to round it out, though, so it probably will for a short time. It'll start being like a minor feature on things. But speaking of that, since we're talking about resolution, audio, TVs, and stuff, Samsung is going to be doing this contest for a Cyberpunk Special Edition TV, and I'm bringing this up right now because if anyone hasn't, you should go look that up. It could be over by now, but just take a look at how the TV looks, because it looks absolutely incredible. But not only that, you're not just going to be looking at how amazing it looks. You're going to be looking at Samsung's new strategy for the next 5 years, 10 years on how they're going to be making their TVs and targeting them for gamers. Because I got to tell you, Cross, when I saw that Cyberpunk TV, just how bad I wanted it told me everything I needed to know about what Samsung is going to be up to, other than what I've already told you. Because it's only going to be given to one person, so no one feels bad, right? It's going to be some top guy who can, hack algorithms and binary. I can do binary, but other than that, like it's,
01101.
That's. I saw a video where people were playing guitar in binary. They would call each other up, play binary, and they would decode the message on the other end, and then they would respond back in binary on their guitar. It actually sounded pretty badass. But yeah, so I really do think we're going to be seeing that from Samsung coming out. And you know what? Is that really a bad thing? Because I would love a monitor or a TV decked out in Cyberpunk. It's going to mostly be on the back, right? You might see some of it on the stand, but even if it's on the back, it's there. It's there.
What might be next is that your TV can cast like 3D projections.
See, now that's another thing. There were a couple theaters back in the day where it was. Have you heard of glassless 3D? It was a gimmick that was happening across select theaters. We had a couple here. I never got to go to any of them. I was more getting soaked up into the whole Dolby Atmos experience, the Dolby Vision theaters, because those are amazing. Oh, I cannot believe my first one was The Last Jedi. But anyway, glasses 3D works in almost a similar way, but the vibrations in the screen are a lot more akin to our eyes, as opposed to us wearing passive or active 3D glasses to discern the vibrations. It basically means they vibrate with the same rhythm as they do in our with our eyes. Like, I'll have a much better explanation of it, next time. But I think that would be a really cool thing if they did. Just give it some depth, because right now we have a 3D TV that we use in the bedroom. So when Liv gets a little bit older, we want her to check it out just to see what it's like. But you can game on it. It's a 240 hertz TV, 1080p. But when you put the glasses on, they have this little shutter effect that you don't really realize, and all it does basically is makes it look like you could just crawl in to the TV, as opposed to things coming out. It has two different ways it can do that. And sure, a lot of people thought of it as a gimmick, but if they would have just held off a little bit longer and fought the good fight like VR gaming is doing right now, I bet we could get some pretty stunning displays. What's going to fill the gap after 10K is probably going to be a better 3D, more gimmicks, give people more time to decide what their strategy is going to be. I could see that happening. I mean, I showed you that one ad that I saw with the Samsung wall TV. Like, bro, I don't think TVs are going to be on our desktops anymore. I
don't want that, though. I do not want that.
I think it looks really cool, though, but it would require everyone to think about this in a new way, because those panels are actually really affordable. Now, the setup in that ad that I showed you, that was a very expensive setup, right?
I was going to say that was not affordable.
Right. But so think of these 27-inch monitors, like a flat one. And that's basically what you're buying, only it's going to be a lot cheaper. It's also going to be a micro LED. And you can stick them however you want to, arrange them however you want to, and whatever aspect ratio you have, they'll be able to intelligently produce a feasible picture for you. Even if you want to, arrange them to look like a dick, why not? It's going to happen with the panels if it hasn't already.
Yeah.
But I think if done responsibly, that's going to be really cool, because we'll be able to move them around. We'll be able to put them on walls wherever we want to. But I would love to have a wall dedicated to a television set, or multiple of these little panel things. Whenever you get the money, you can upgrade some more and start getting a bigger.
Right.
It goes with that whole modular thing that you were talking about, wanting the whole modular concept. You just get some more panels, get a bigger TV, keep using the same ones. It'd be pretty awesome.
Kind of, because but it would be really weird if you had some panels in 8K and some in 4, or 10K, you know what I mean? Whatever it is.
Yeah. But I
feel like with that, it's not so modular, because you'd have to probably replace them all at once. Otherwise it would get a little funky.
Right. Yeah, definitely, without a doubt. But I still think they're going in the right direction. Now, their OLED strategy is still a little different. You want to know what
I actually think is the future in television?
What's that?
I think it's crowdfunding.
Crowdfunding?
I think crowdfunded televisions, where people get to pick and choose the things that they want. I think that's next, just like what we're seeing now with gaming monitors.
Do you go and look through, do you like to go through, was it Indiegogo? Indiegogo?
Yeah, Indiegogo.
Yeah, that seems to be the popular one right now. Kickstarter is also popular. At the end of the week, I always go through and look at what's new in audio, what's new in technology in general, and they've got some really, really cool things that they're getting funding for, and some are going by right now. There was graphene headphones. They get a response time of 65 hertz. Yeah, that's insane. I missed out on that. I really wish I would have funded some of that, because they give you really cool stuff, like these concept designs, and these are life-changing, really rare materials being put into these things. I love going through there and just seeing what people are doing. Even with you're seeing new instruments being built, new musical instruments, like little balls they can throw around. They're seeing these devices that you can attach to a table. And you can just start drumming on it, and you're getting the sound of the table in the musical device. You could do it with an Xbox controller. It's just whatever material surface you put it on, it makes a new sound. And that is just incredible. And that's all on Kickstarter or Indiegogo. I love those websites. They're fun. I just get lost in them for hours. Looks like we're going to have to wrap it up there. Thank you guys for coming. Hopefully there's going to be a lot more. Hope you liked it. You can follow the show at Reactive Reload on Twitter. You can follow me at The Irish Cowboy, No Take Backsies, and Crossover at Reactive Brandon. You guys have a good day, night, whatever the hell time it is you're watching this. We fucking love you.